Guys, hello everybody. Hope you guys are having a wonderful night, guys. We're going to be doing unit review number 6 today, and I am joined today with Perez and Miss Inya. Say hello, my mods. These are my two amazing mods that join me every single unit review, just about. So, actually, I think it's been every single time. I keep saying them like just about, but I'm like, you know what? I actually think you guys have been here every single time. So, but anyway,
no,
say hello.
I've missed 2 already.
Oh, you have missed 2. Okay. I think it's just because Inya's always here. I'm just like, yeah. You know, both of you guys are here. Mods are always here every day.
Just assumes every mod is here.
Every single mod is here. Absolutely.
Every mod is me.
That is you. Hello. So anyway, say hello.
Inya?
Hello.
See, Perez is a gentleman and also a scholar because he lets you go first right there. Like you know, Perez could easily be like, yo, what's going on? It's Perez. But nah, he's like, go ahead, Inya. And then Perez will say that. So go ahead, Perez.
Yes. All right, people. I finally figured it out. I figured out the secret that we've all been waiting for.
All right.
It takes to get to a Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop.
Okay. Weird flex, but okay. We're going to be going.
Did you guys catch that? I didn't have time to write it down.
Perez on.
For those of you who didn't catch it,
Perez on drugs.
the answer is revealed.
Please tell me somebody wrote that down.
Okay, so not the introduction that I was expecting.
What was the number?
Okay.
I want what Perez's smoke.
So not the introduction that I thought I was gonna get from my mods, but that does not even matter right now because we are going to be going over again our top 5 units that we've gotten from our Discord. So again, if anyone is just cruising by, if you're interested in joining up on these guys, just feel free to come and join our Discord. The link is most likely inside of the chats because the mods are on top of everything, right, Inya? Yeah, like I said, you're more than welcome to go in there. Inya usually goes in here and looks at all the unit reviews every single week. So if you want to come and be a part of it, just go ahead and submit it inside into there. So our very first one that we decided to pick up from, which I don't know whose this one is specifically because we're doing pictures now, but we have Miss Julia. Now, I actually kind of wanted Inya to go over this one because this is her daughter. So she has claimed this beautiful woman, this monster, I should say, because if you look at these stats, these are nasty. Especially for a mage, this is nasty. But I mean, Inya, I'm gonna let you go ahead and go first, as long as you're not summoning.
Okay, well, first of all, this Julia is for free to lose.
Okay, this is for free.
So I should tell you that right now. You can probably guess, just considering that she's plus 10.
Right.
And also free included like a note with the submission.
Oh, a note
about why he was running Panic Smoke instead of the Oath. Which is that she's the rally trap danced by Azura, so she doesn't need the Oath. And also, like, if she gets panicked, like, the Oath is gonna screw her over. And she's on an IP team, so she, like, gets insta-glaciers.
Right.
And also, she has the Golden Ducky.
The Golden Ducky? I love that. I absolutely love that. That is crazy. You can put Heavy Blow Fort on her. Actually, okay, I might be a little bit behind because I've been so busy this week. But actually, like, I seen it, and I was gonna see if I could get it during the summon session, but now I've kind of gotten put in a weird situation. So now I really don't know what specifically that does extra. Inya, do you have that memorized yet, by any chance?
For what?
For the Heavy Blade 4?
Heavy Blade 4 it's basically just Heavy Blade 3, but does an extra 5 true damage per hit, as long as you meet the condition.
Okay, I got you. So, but let's just say this. So, okay, so one thing about Julie that I really like is the fact that, first off, she hits like a freaking truck. Like seriously, like not only does she have mad attack, but she also has very good res. And again, res to me, it's like one, other than of course attack right there, that is probably one of the most important stats that you can possibly get inside this game. I feel like res is just so viable, so important. And she has a lot of it. Not only does she have a lot naturally with that, but you're looking at her mirror impact, which is also very powerful. Because again, mirror impact, again, you're going to be able to get that extra plus 10 res, which is ridiculous, and plus 6 attack, which is also really nice. Now, I gotta remind myself with the pictures, if I am gonna do pictures, I gotta make sure that I am, because some of these units are a little bit new, some of the skills are still maybe not something I'm really 100% like used to seeing. So with that being said, light and dark, I forget, but thank God I have Inya here and also Perez. So what does light and dark in general mean with that one?
Light and dark is the dull part of standard Divine Naga, and
That's
it also
right.
gives buffs to stats.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I forgot that it has that dull effect on it. So that's really nice there. And you also have Panic Smoke 3, which is interesting because I'm pretty sure that goes based off of HP if I remember correctly. Which you're only at 45 HP with that one. So how do you feel about that one, Miss Inya?
For Panic Smoke?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she doesn't have Panic Smoke doesn't have an HP threshold.
Oh, it's not the HP threshold? I'm thinking of something else then.
There's
My
no
fault.
HP. You're thinking of Panic Floyd.
I am. My fault.
But yeah, like Panic Smoke doesn't have a threshold. So like, basically what happens is she insta glacies. She goes in. She insta glacies.
Mm-hmm.
She rallies. She gets danced by Elazura. She gets all the buffs. She gets the Grey Waves movement. She goes in, hits like a truck, probably like nukes out anyone who tries to end turn, panics everybody else in the area, and then like I'm assuming that someone will be able to like repo her out or something like that.
Yeah.
So
How do you feel about the Hardy
like,
Bearing 3
like
though?
a one-hit wonder basically.
I mean, in general, even if you've seen like the last, if you saw the last Bromains you've seen, there's this Julia that was running around and just wiping people out right there, and because she does hit ridiculously hard. I mean, granted, she's not the fastest thing in the world, but really doesn't really matter with all of that extra attack. She naturally gets more attack not only from mirror impact, she's gonna get something from light and death. She's gonna be dropping down people with the Panic Smoke, and she's also gonna have her Naga, which again gives her some extra stats too, if I remember correctly. Again, I don't have everything. I don't have everything clicked out because we have pictures. So again, that means that Savage needs to be better at remembering things because I'm terrible at that. That's almost why I almost want to say, everyone give me your units because it might be a little bit easier that way, especially whenever I have a Pepega moment. But even still, Julia is a fantastic unit, and I really do like having her. The fact that you have her plus 10, it's just beautiful. You're gonna be set for a while because she does a lot. She does a lot, and even with some of the issues that she has with like lower defense and lower speed, she can really make up for it with her kit because she just literally, I would say, the more key, the more potent, the more powerful stats that she needs, she has, and that's beautiful. That really is. Hey Raven, how are you, bud? But yeah, what would you change on there, mods? Would there be anything else though? I was kind of wondering how you guys felt about that Hardy Bearing.
Hardy Bearing is good for AR since a lot of mages and everything.
Oh, hold on.
Already has like one of the best reses.
Let me turn you back up, Perez. Sorry, I had to turn you down because you were talking to somebody.
Yeah, my bad.
Oh, you're good.
But yeah, with the res and everything, since AR is pretty much dominated by, high res, CC, Vantage builds and everything.
Right.
Having Hardy Bearing is, gonna cancel out any Vantage plays.
That's true. That's true. And of course, you're gonna really want to watch out for that. It's gonna definitely be a problem for her. So I can see that. So all in all, this is a really, really, really powerful kit. I was just kind of thinking about how you guys felt about the situation there. So I like it. I really do. She's really powerful. And again, she has Glacies too, which is really nice for her because of all that res. She has tons of res right there. Like that was the thing that was actually, I remember her specifically because like when I was actually deployed in Florida when she popped out. So I only got like briefly was able to see her, and I was like, oh my goodness. Like, look at them stats. Like, it really is truly powerful. And you're going to definitely get done with a lot of content with her just because she's so nice. She's so powerful. So, but would you guys change anything else on her? Is there anything like little differences, like if you wanted to change up on her? She really doesn't really have anything. I mean, she comes with a lot of great skills. So that's why it's like, there's not much. Hey, Chew, what's going on,
Like,
bud?
the only issue I have with this particular build is that it's very like one hit. It's like one and done.
Mm-hmm.
Like she insta-glacier, she nukes, and then she smokes everybody up, but then after that, like, she's pretty much useless for another 4 turns until she gets her glacies charged up again.
Okay, so what would you change on
And
her
then
to fix
because
that?
she also has, like, no defense, like, she's just in danger.
Right.
I don't really know if there's anything that I would change. Like, I don't build units specifically for, like, one mode or another. So, like, I think, like, for, her team comp, I'm assuming, like, Free has some way of, like, getting her to safety. Or he just lets her die, I don't know.
Yeah,
But, like,
Some cav unit with repo.
or only lets her in against other than their mages, so that might be another thing because she's practically compared to other like when she fights other mages, then she's pretty much a tank at that point. Of course,
yeah,
anyone
like, against
physically,
mages, she's fine. It's just not, like...
any of like the archers, any of like any physical
Yeah.
units, anything like that, she's gonna be like a wet noodle. But I mean, wet noodle nonetheless, she'll do fine. She'll do great. For more damage. Yeah, I mean, she does have a lot already right there. And technically, that mirror impact is going to be a lot more offensively with her, which I see why he has the mirror impact, because in general, not only does it give you more attack, but more res, and she benefits from all that right there. She
Yeah, then also she
get
comes
double.
with it.
yeah, that too. So
Yeah, it doesn't get double, she comes with it, so...
exactly. And again, when you're attacking with that mirror impact, that extra plus 10 with 51 res right there. 51 res with the Glacies. Good luck. I don't think anyone's coming out alive from that. I'm just gonna tell you right now. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think anything can take that. I think that's legitimately a one shot. So with that being said, fantastic unit. And again, a lot of these newer units come like this where they look super powerful, super nice. So there's really not much to really change in that situation. You're kind of just like, yeah, I think you're good. I think you're good, which is good. I mean, it's nice. It is nice. It does kind of take away a little bit from the creativity of trying to be able to build everything specifically from it when you're like, okay, my kit's amazing already. It's like, woo. But all in all, though, it's a fantastic unit. And really, I personally wouldn't change anything from it either. So I like it. Very, very broken sometimes. But Perez, is there anything that you want to add on that one?
Worthy of taking legendary Self spot. Just saying. Proud of you guys. Proud of Julia.
Proud.
Nice.
You know, took the spot from Salif, but hey, I can't.
You know
can't
what?
Complain with a broken unit.
Hey, Encounter, what's going on, bud?
Hi, Jello.
I'll be fair.
Let's see. All right, and we are moving on to the next unit right now. So we are looking at Michaelis. Is that how you say his name? I'm always terrible with his name.
Michaelis, I think.
Michaelis?
I say Michaelis.
Is it?
I don't know, because I just follow PM1. PM1 calls him like Michaelis. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna say one thing, mods. You're gonna have to help me with this one, just a smidge, just at least with the weapon, because like, I rarely seen the lad. I think he looks good. I think he looks like a very profound Chad. But even still, I'm not entirely sure really his weapon. Granted, I can
woe
definitely.
Down plus slaying edge.
Okay, wow down plus slaying, very nice. Okay.
Yeah, woe down slay.
Good
woe
combo.
down. Yeah, actually, that's actually really nice. Actually, hey Shane, what's going on, bud? Let me see.
So you just gonna ignore Jello?
Huh? I said hello, Jello.
You're like, hey Encounter, and then hey Shane, you completely skip Jello.
I would never skip Jello. Your boomer ears are breaking. I'm sorry, girl, but it's okay though, because what your boomer brain will make you feel better is going over this beautiful unit, because it's a plus 10, plus 5, very powerful. Because if you're looking at this with whatever they're being able to go and pop off your bigness quite often, I would say, with having all that there. Yeah, steady stance 4, because he really benefits from very big bulk. Even though I've really never seen the lad, seen his stats now the way that it is, it's not like I haven't seen him before. But what I'm saying with that is that like having that steady stance 4, which gives that extra plus 8 inside of defense, and also to be able to have a quick post, to be able to go and just go and hit up, because you're slow. It is what it is. But you have guidance, and you also
the guard effect of
right.
stance.
Well, I guess I always think that's second nature with everything, but I forget I gotta probably explain that too.
Well,
yes, so he has guard too.
You gotta, can't leave it to imply.
You're right. You're absolutely right. So he also has guard with that, because steady stance has that built in, as well as quicker post, because again he's gonna be looking at 31 speed, so that's not very good at all. But of course you have quicker post to be able to help yourself out there, which is actually pretty nice. Now you have guidance 3. Now I see that you're probably gonna be using this with another flyer squad, or excuse me. I want to make sure that I got the right one, because that guidance is
the infantry and armor.
Yep. See, that's why I stopped myself, because I was like, wait a minute, that's the other one. So excuse me. So I'm assuming you're with a flex team. Excuse me. So that you can be able to go.
Pretty much. A mixed team.
Yeah, mixed team. I say flex team, mixed team. Yeah. And then of course with that there too, right there, your guidance is gonna go in there, and then with them being able to teleport over to you with that guidance, you're gonna be able to have that bond to be able to give you that extra defense and res, which is gonna help you out. Now, a thing that I'm noticing with this is that I'm assuming with this is that when you have this, because you have the bonds, people are gonna be closer. You have steady stance 4 when people come in, and of course the steady stance 4 is going to work off of enemy phase. So your enemy phase guy right there, of course, being able to come back in here with the bonds, of course, as long as you have those bonds to proc off for the extra 6/6 there, then it's going to be able to give you that extra stats in there in the areas that you're struggling in, but your defense is going to be your main hitter there. Of course, if you're going to go up against any mages, 30 res ain't really going to help you all that much. I mean, it is and it isn't at the same time. Like, it's good. It is really good. I'm not good at 30 res, but like with some of the newer units that are coming out, they're having more and more now. So, but all in all, you are pretty bulky, you know what I mean? You're at that point where you're like, hey, I'm actually pretty balanced. Granted, the fact that your defense is just super duper high, especially with the steady stance and being able to get that extra proc off for the defense, which is really nice with that. But to be able to proc off your bigness the way that it's going to be looking right there, you're practically getting one shots for sure. For sure with that. As long as you can trigger that off correctly, get everything to work correctly with that, which shouldn't be a problem. So, looking at your build the way that it is, I like it. I actually like it. Like, to have that guidance with it with a bond is actually very, very clever, because you can add that in there and they're all together. You don't have to do anything special to get people close to you. You're just there. Boom, boom. So, all in all, though, I really like it. Hey, Chantel, how are you doing, bud? Yeah, I really like it. There's not really too much that I would change in there. Like, of course, no, actually, you are slow and your quick post is there and you're really benefiting off that guidance. Of course, if you weren't using guidance for something else, then I can understand that and maybe change that up and change up your S, but really not really, because I also like what you're doing with this too. So there's not really too much that I would change. Mods, how do you guys feel about this? Is this something that you would look at a little bit differently? Would you go for anything else specifically right there? Because I actually almost thought about balance too, because if you're really trying to go for that enemy phase, like maybe even go for the res, but maybe your res is just a little bit too low too. Thought about that. But like, to really benefit, I mean, because like technically if you really think about it, even if you didn't have the steady stance in there right there, if you have your defense red respawn to be able to give you those extra stats there too, your bigness is still going to be very high. I think it's going to be at like a 47, I think, which is going to be doing some massive damage, if not killing people just instantly, just about. But then trying to maybe even be able to have people with your extra res just in case, even though it may not help you with anyone physically, of course. But that's just a thought. I don't know. That may be something that my mods don't like. But that's kind of something that I think about if you want to make a little bit more balance. But I do like the build though. It's really nice and it really benefits off of that big defense right there, which is nice. And I like it. So, but mods, how do you guys feel about this? Anything that you guys would change?
The chat saying maybe like swap from Ignis to Bonfire just so you get more.
That's true. To
like
be able to go
more
and get
specials
it.
Off.
Yeah, to make it more consistent. Because again, like which I actually, I you know what I mean? I must be a terrible reviewer, because with all that extra defense that you have in there, I'd say that's a wonderful idea. I don't think you're losing there, because like you're gonna be able to proc that off way more, and your defense is big enough that your bonfire is gonna really dominate anyway. It's not like your defense is at like a high 30 or something. You're in like the high 40s, I think. Even if you have, actually, I think if you have everything, I think it's in the 50s. Which again, that's going to get kills. I mean, that's just how it's going to be. So with bonfire right there too, you're probably going to get kills too with that. So yes, I would say that too. But if you want to flex the bigness, because he's going to be big, I'd say go for it. But to be more effective, which that's what we always want right there, bonfire is always a fantastic idea, especially with how your weapon works with that. I think it's really nice, just something to keep in mind. But other than that though, really not too much else on that. Anything else, guys?
No, it's pretty set. I mean, if you just had breath or something, maybe Ignis would be cool, but bonfire is a quicker cooldown and everything.
That's true. Yeah, because you definitely can do breath. But granted, of
Flyers
course,
are locked out of breath, so you don't have
that's right.
That's what I meant, though, if you could.
Oh, excuse me.
Could, yeah.
Sorry. But all in all, though, I think it's actually really nice, and the guidance actually works out pretty solid. And again, of course, if you weren't running infantries and everything else right there, you could go the what's the other one? What's the other skill for flyers only?
I don't know. Just get air orders.
Yeah, air orders there is. So, but yeah. But all in all, though, it's a really good build. So I wouldn't change too much on this though. So hey, Grima, how are you doing, bud? But yeah, that's it. That's really all that I have for this one right there. So I'm gonna move on to the next unit right now, which is Libra. Now, I've always liked Libra. I've talked about Libra before. Now, Libra is really nice because, again, he has really good stats, and you can see this really. I mean, granted, he has the fortress, which you know, that threshold and whatnot. But even still, the lad has very good bulk. Threshold. Very good bulk. Pretty good speed there. Now the way that he's kind of working this off, and this is kind of what I'm seeing already, so he has Hack-A-Lantern to be able to go and help us so he can get his soul. He also has Fortress, Mystic, and then he also has his defense smoke, and so he has a double smoke, so that's interesting. Now I can definitely see the defense smoke for sure, because he's only at 51 attack, which is unfortunate. Of course, he can get more flowers, he'll be able to flex it up a little bit better eventually. But he does have good speed, so he's definitely going to be able to get doubles, or do doubles, or not get doubles, excuse me, usually. And then he also has very good bulk with this too. Like I said, we're looking at 38 defense and 39 res, which is good. Now, granted, here's actually something that I'm kind of thinking where I would possibly try to do something different with is with the soul. You're not having a lot of attack usually. Now again, you are going to be dropping for an extra 7 for the defense, extra 7 for attack, which again, more for the defense wise. That may help you a little bit there to make it so you can hit more and be able to go and actually heal off that a little bit better. But again, because the soul right there, you're going to want to be able to hit more to be able to go and get healed. I forget the exact percentile of what that is so that you can get better heals off of, but it may be something where you may not be able to get as much benefit from it, so you're not really healing as much, because 51 attack is not a lot. But I would say though that you do have the ability to be able to go and use something with your res or your defense, more for early res. So I mean, there's always that, I kind of feel like. But hey Task, how you doing, bud? All in all, though, I think it's a good build, but again, he is trying to go for more of a heal right there. I mean, you can even go for, well, Ether's kind of a high special cooldown, but you could always go that too, because then that drops the defense and also the res by 50%, so that would also be kind of nice too, especially since your attack is pretty low. But I would say something where you're either A, going to be able to actually heal yourself off of a little bit better, or B, if maybe you can use it off because of your defenses, because your defenses are so powerful. Or if you're not going to do that, then you're going to change up your AA slot to give yourself a little bit more attack and kind of work off of that. But it's an interesting build. It's very powerful. I could definitely see the bulk out of that, so that's really nice. But other than that, though, that's kind of how I feel about that. Or maybe even change up maybe the S skill too, to be able to maybe flex up a little bit more of your attack, because you can always go and benefit a little bit more off of that too. You can change it up to kind of build dependingly on how you're trying to build your unit right there. I mean, like I see bulk right there. You can either go for more bulk, you can go for bonds, you can go for a number of things to be able to make yourself help yourself out a little bit more there. I don't think smoke's a bad idea, but I do think that your attack is definitely suffering for a soul. But that's pretty much all that I have there. Do you have anything Inya or Perez?
Okay, well, this is definitely like an enemy phase. Just looking at the weapon immediately.
Right.
Because like the whole point of Hackle Lantern is like to deny them their specials. In which case, like it makes sense. Like he's not really there to like attack. He's there to like wall support. And debuff in this case.
Right, which I get. But if he is trying to support and he's trying to do with the enemy right there, I mean, I'm thinking to myself, like, are you gonna be able to heal yourself enough to be able to be viable to stay alive? I mean, you might be able to. I mean, you are fast. You aren't gonna really get doubled. So I get what you're trying to do there, but like, I don't know. I feel like you're not gonna be able to benefit as much from it. You do have Mystic Boost, which is fair enough. I didn't really talk about that either, so that's an extra +6. So that does help. And maybe you'll be able to heal yourself up enough with that too. So there's always that. And so I didn't add that into consideration there. So that's true. But I don't know. I feel like the attack is a little bit low for me to be able to say that soul is a good one. But like, especially since it works off of attack, to be able to hit right there. Because like I said, if you're hitting zeros, you're not going to hit yourself. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel with that specifically. But I mean, like, I get what you're saying too. Because like I said, again, he does have the mystic to be able to heal himself consistently. He's trying to keep himself alive. And I see why. He has a great bulk. Very good bulk. If he's trying to do more with like kills and stuff, that would work out a little bit better too. But again, I see what you're trying to say with that too. So that's fair enough. What about you,
like,
Chris?
His other option is like instead of going attack smoke, because like with that bulk, like survivability is a lot less of an issue, especially without specials or anything. So instead of like attack smoke, you could try running a fierce stance if you want to like patch up the attack a little bit. That gives you an extra +6. That he's hitting 57, which is not bad.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, you could always use something to buff up that attack right there, or like for instance, like he has the abilities for bonds. He has the abilities for some of the freaking what's the blows. He has a number of things that can help out with a few of his stats that he's lacking on a little bit. So which I think in general that would be really nice for him right there, especially for the attack. I think the attack is what's really like making me think about it. I'm like, I don't know about that. Like, that's the only thing. So I think like if you can change up your S skill, if you really want to go into like be really nitty, like hey, this is what I want to build, change it up right there. That would probably be like one of the few things, because it's cheap too. Because like I said, you just have to spend your coin, and then that's about it, and then it's easy enough. So yeah, okay. So I can understand that for sure. What about you, Perez? Anything else?
This build seems to be just like a debuffing wall with Fortress and the double smokes and Mystic Boost, and having that guard effect on the weapon and soul to heal. So like, if he doesn't want to raise up that attack, this build is perfectly fine just the way it is, serving that one role, because he probably runs it with somebody who does do the attacking,
right? Which
maybe with like repo and everything like that, we could switch it with swap or anything and just be that one unit you throw at after you get attacked,
right?
Just to swap in and everything to take a hit.
Which I can understand that too, because again, like I said, you have the double smokes right there. You're doing, he is shooting out all of those debuffs and everybody, which is fantastic. That makes it so that he can actually do a lot with that. But I always try to make it like, again, with me, I'm all about balance. I like to try to make sure that I'm like, hey, like let's see if you can actually do something too, so you're actually viable. So just in case if my other units can't do the job that I need you to do, if you can do it, or at least be able to do something with it, because some of the turns are pretty close, depending, especially with me being inside for Ether Raids, and that's when I really think about like the nitty gritty with everything there. That's how I see it. So I feel like there's times where I'm like, man, if only I had you over here and you actually could do a little bit more, then I feel like that would help. But again, maybe that's just me just being really nitpicky with with it. But all in all, though, it's really good, though. It is a really good build. I really do like it. And it's really bulky. It really is. Super bulky.
The thing with Libra, though, is that, like, every IV he has can be a different skill set. So, like, because he runs it with speed and everything, you can make this into just a defensive build. But if you have plus attack, then he could be just as good as a player phase unit.
Right, which I understand with the stat lines there. But yeah, that's just something for me. I feel like that would make him more balanced, and I like more balance than I do with that.
Libra balance.
He has. Let's be real. Let's be real, though. You add that extra there, you have enough attack. You can add a little bit of whatever else stat line you want to add in there, but mainly the attack is what I'm really concerned with there. Or you can add a little bit of extra attack and speed in there to be able to make that work. Add there, boom, boom. You're completely in a better state right there because you're really bulky and you also can do a lot of damage and you're fast as hell too. And like I said, that HP is nothing to scuff at too. You're at 49 HP, which again, even with the newer units right now, you're at like 44, 45. That's usually what I'm seeing. And again, we're not even considering flowers. If you add him flowers up on there too, that might really help him out right there because he only goes up to 5, correct?
He's infantry. He could go 10.
Okay, so he can go 10.
He still counts as Gen 1.
Even better. So you add that in there, add those extra stats in there, change it up. We might be able to see something else a little bit differently. But all in all, though, it is a fantastic build, though, and I see what you're going with this. So I'm not knocking on it. I'm just trying to give it maybe my pointer in the sense of like, hey, what can we do to make it better? So I like it, though. And Hiro, how you doing, bud? Welcome on the stream. I like it, though, but we're going to move on to the next unit. Let's see. I think it is... Sorry. Ooh, it's the new Delphia. Now, I like Delphia. Delphia is super duper powerful. Huh? What? Yeah, still.
Recent, I guess.
Recent. I'd still say the newer. Well, I'd say the new Delphia compared to the old Delphia. That's kind of how I was thinking about it. It's like there's Delphia, and then there's the real Delphia. The one that actually does things.
The Delphia who got her soul sucked in.
Yes, the one that actually does things. So better. Even though the other one I think is just a smidge cuter because I like her little tooth. But I mean, other than that, though.
Outdated one, I guess.
Yes, the non-outdated.
Well,
there
look
we
at
go.
you guys knocking on support units.
Huh?
Excuse
you
you.
guys knocking on support units.
I'm just saying.
Excuse you. I defended a Libra with my heart when you guys were like, "Oh, we need to make it player phase."
It's not necessarily. I didn't ever said anything about player face either. I just said add
You
a
guys
bond.
wanted to raise its attack.
Yeah,
so.
raise its
I
attack.
didn't want to, but he was like, well, what if he did? And I was like,
Well, what if he did? Then it would be better.
Well,
Easy.
what if it is?
If you had it, then
But
it
you
would be
could,
better.
like,
I'm just
don't.
saying. And again, the skills that we had right
Back
there
on topic, guys.
doesn't
We gotta jump in now.
necessarily mean that it's going to be on player face. Just saying. But regardless, that's not right now. Now we're talking about the death and destruction herself, Delphia. Now she has her weapon death, which makes her strong. Easy.
yes, you are correct.
Easy. Inya, explain the weapon for me, please, because you actually
It's
have
like in combat fury, so it has the fury effect, but it doesn't add the stats to her stat total,
Okay.
but still does the recoil damage.
Right. So it's just like okay. So add those extra stats during combat, which is really nice. And
Instead
then
of being a stat booster, it's an in-combat buff.
did you say threshold?
Wow.
Threshold?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Mind blown already.
Mine is completely blown right there. Just like crazy. It really is. Do you know what's not crazy though? Right there, the fact that being able to get all these extra stats in here and it be off of this small child, because I'm telling you, just with this build alone right there, we're looking at 51 HP, which again is really nice, especially for a mage. Because like the only reason why I say that is because if you look at outdated Delphia, she has terrible HP. In general, but then again, she is Gen 1, so there is that. But that's the point. Like I said, she has Lacey's, which is going to be very good with her because without her being player phase, she's regular attacking. She's looking at 36 res, and she's looking at 57 attack, which is really good, very good attack, and also very good res. But we have mirror impact on this one, so that's going to be an extra +6 attack and an extra +10 res, which again, fantastic. It helps her in general, just like with Julia there. It's not hurting you. It helps you out drastically because 2 great stats, great res, great attack right there. You're definitely going to be able to do a lot. And again, I'm not saying that she's a complete res tank, but 36 res is not a scuff at. And then if you can actually add an extra +10 whenever you're attacking, you're really not going to have any problems because you're looking at about 46 res, which is ridiculous. It really is. Now you have Desperation, which again is very good because of the Fury effect on the weapon. So it's going to be able to make it so it's going to get you closer into Excuse me, or you can even take a hit with it too, but it gets you closer into getting inside the desperation range, which is going to help you out drastically because those double hits will be very nice. Now you have even attack wave, which is okay. It's not bad. It's not bad. You know how I feel about waves. It's the first wave that I've seen actually. So like I said, I give you guys a round of applause for not just flooding with waves. Because again, I like waves, but I also think that it has its issues. I really don't want to go into big detail. I feel like I do this every single time. Let's just say that waves are
you
good.
Just don't know how to turn manage.
Yes, exactly. Well, no. Actually, it's just like I feel like no. I'm just saying.
You said it.
I did because I didn't hear you. But like it's like turn management is great and all, but again, like I said, you never know what's gonna happen specifically with inside of the matches. So there's always gonna be times where you need it to be here on an even, but it's on an odd, and you're like, well, there it is.
Yeah, I get it.
So
well, when the unit is already attacking enough, the wave skills are meant to be just to, like, to get an extra bonus for the right turn that you use.
Doesn't she come with this wave anyway?
It's not like you're relying on the wave to actually do damage.
I mean, attack is something to really want to get off of. I don't know. That's just me. Like I said, C skills are starting to get a little bit better. So I mean, if you're gonna have
for weapon guarantees that you're gonna get in combat buffs.
I just feel like
an extra bonus.
Personally, I just feel like there's a lot better skills for C's. So that's just me though.
Yeah, I get it, but it's just waves are just a cheap option that you can get now.
Right.
It
Which
seems
is
like more waves are coming out at
absolutely.
4-star.
But like
she comes with an even attack wave.
Right. Well, that's what I was
comes
asking earlier. I mean, if you look earlier, like I said, I asked for that, which I'm pretty sure she did, and sure enough, I'm right. So that works too with that too. That's always gonna really be help you out there too. And then you also have brazen attack speed, which again I actually think is really good because once you get into that brazen range, it's gonna actually add that extra plus 7/7, which is gonna be really good and be able to get you that extra attack and that speed. And I think she does need the speed. The thing with her is that she's only at 39 speed, which is it's okay, but it's like I said, it's okay. It needs to be higher. That's just like I feel like personally, if she had a few more extra ticks inside there, I think she'll be a lot better with that. And again, we do have a few more merges. She's waiting for an extra 4, so I'm pretty sure she'll get what does she get? Like at least one more, I think. At least one more, I think. So which would be 40 if I remember correctly. I don't think she gets 2. I think she just gets the 1. But even still, that helps out a little bit more. And then if you can get into that brazen again, that's going to be able to make it so you're really fast. And again, you're doing tons of damage, especially with mirror impact, and then even attack wave when you're on the even turn. So it's going to help. It's going to be good. So all in all, though, it is a really good build. Again, if you really want to go premium, of course, we could always go Oath. But again, you're gonna have to attack Julia, and that'll help you out too because that gives you attack and res. But again, that's really premium, really expensive, and really something that's not actually reliable. So I'm not really going to talk about that one too much. I think with what you have though, it's really good, it's really powerful, and it meshes very well together. Again, except for the wave. I'm just kidding. The wave's fine. Mods, would you guys change anything else though?
I would probably actually swap the mirror impact for Sphero.
I can see that too. I was actually like sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, because I can see that I guess you're going for the big Glacies damage with this build, but then you don't have anything to reduce the cooldown of said Glacies.
I guess what I was thinking that they were thinking when they were building this was that, hey, before I actually get into real danger, which again, this is kind of risky with a little bit too, unless you automatically get into that brazen range immediately with that, which you probably won't, that is going to be your biggest issue there, because if you're not in that brazen, you're not getting that extra speed, because then you'll be in 46 speed if you have that there, which is really good. That's at that point, I think you're golden, or at least for a while. You're like, okay, good. You're in a spot where you're going to be able to go in and then your desperation should be real easy to proc off. But the thing is though, is beforehand though, you're only at 39 speed, so you're not out of hell of a lot. So you better be in a spot where you can at least pop yourself off into at least your area where you can go into your Decibel and your Brazen both together. So I can see what you're saying there. So I did think about that too, but then again, I was like, oh, but then it gets rid of a little bit of your Glacies, which again, your res is not bad though. It's at 36, so Inya's not wrong with that either. I think it actually works out pretty well, regardless.
Yeah, the main thing is because I've run something kind of similar with Tailchew before.
Right.
And just not the same build, but the same kind of idea. And it takes a few hits to get into Brazen. In which case,
right. Which we've talked about that before, especially with her being higher HP. That is going to be something where it will take a little bit longer, which is going to be, of course, a big issue with that too, because then you won't be able to get into your Decibel and your so you won't get into your Decibel and you won't get into your desperation range, which is going to be a big issue there. But I mean, if you have a way to do that, then yes, it'll actually be really nice. But, you know, again, you're going to have to get yourself there. So that's all. But all in all, though, it is really nice, and I think Inya actually has a good point with that, too. So, but what about you, Chris? Do you have anything?
I really don't see any way that she can increase her res to run Glacies or to, you know, decrease the cooldown like Inya was saying. So, yeah, switching to anything that, you know, you can guarantee a double and just run speed and attack is much more better than trying to, you know, force a Glacies one turn and then, like what Inya says before, be useless for 4 turns.
Mm-hmm. Which I can understand. That makes, I mean, like I said, it makes sense with that too. Of course, again, if you can get yourself into a good spot to be able to get yourself there, then that's great. But again, it's going to take a little bit to get to there. So all in all, though, it's a very good build. I really do like it.
If you run with like infantry pulse teams, then yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I can see
but
that.
even then, like in arena, even if you, because like by the blessing, I'm assuming that she's gonna be like an arena unit. In which case, like 3 infantry pulses still means like a 1 cooldown Glacies. And like if you're not doubling, you're not gonna be hitting that Glacies turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I can understand.
So it's like
that.
you have like the extra 10 HP, you have like the extra 8 damage Glacies, but like
Yeah.
you have to wait till turn 2 to proc it anyway.
Right. Okay. Which that makes sense. So yeah, I guess that would just to make it so it's a lot more, so that you're in a better state, like in the sense of like offensively, you're gonna be able to have that speed and the attack in general right off the bat. That's gonna help you out a lot too. And again, if you do get into that brazen area and also the desperation, it's gonna help you in general in the sense of like all those extra stats are gonna be good no matter what. Even if you lose all that extra res, you're still gonna benefit from having the extra attack and speed. So yes, I can see that too. So again, it works, but again, I feel like just like they're saying, that would probably mesh a little bit better. It's gonna make it so you're gonna be a lot more consistent, and you're just gonna have a lot more speed. Being having that extra speed, you're gonna be able to double, etc. So it's gonna be able to make it so that you're really gonna be able to benefit with your desperation. So, but all in all, though, it's a good build, though. It's just something to keep in mind. So, but I like it though. Other than that, I wouldn't change anything else though. Pretty good, pretty solid. Now we're gonna move on to the final build for our, at least for our videos wise. So let me see if I can pop this one on right there, and we're gonna end with my daughter. Oh, nice, a blessing. I like it. Now, what I really like about this is that this Veronica right here is +10, fully built, which again is just très magnifique. And again, something about Veronica is just like, not only the fact do I like her as a character, I think in general her build is just super duper powerful. I mean, again, you're talking about a unit with the staff that is just so nice. It debuffs everybody now right there and just does ridiculous amount of damage too. So it's like one of those things where like not only do you debuff, but you also do some good damage too, and that's really nice. Now we're looking, again, she is going to be a cav unit. Of course, she is at 55 attack, 48 speed. And again, her defenses are really not the best, but again, that's not really what she's for. Actually, but even still, if you look at it right there with everything, with it being the way that it is, not bad. The defenses are pretty good for a Gen 2, Gen 2 cavalry unit?
Yep.
Yeah, because I know a lot of the new cavalry units nowadays, or not all of them, but some of them are starting to get a lot more bulkier now. So I remember before when I was jumping back in, I was like, why are all the cav units not tanky? But yeah, they're getting there now. But even still. So let's look at some of the skills. So this one has Miracle, which is actually I like Miracle. I've seen Miracle on some of these smaller units, I would say, ones that are not so bulky, such as like Nino and Veronica, and I actually see a lot of work out of it. I actually think it's pretty nice. Now you have attack speed push 4, which I've been seeing more pushes lately. I think they're actually really good. It's, what is it? There's just 6/6 and then just the -5 that you get hit, which is pretty good. She has 46 HP, so that's pretty nice too. Which again, that's not bad at all. She has Raffle Staff, which is perfect for her build. Close Guard though, I was curious about Close Guard. How do you guys, Moz, how do you guys feel about Close Guard?
Oh, I love those skills.
You like Guard on her?
Yeah. Well, it's not on her, it's a support. You give the effect to units in 2 spaces.
I know, I feel like I'm trying to think what I would put on that instead. Like, I like it.
If you want to go for offensive on her, you can always put, that's like the standard healer build. Like Razzle Dazzle weapon, and then like some sort of offensive thing, and then Miracle, Savage Blow for like chip damage and stuff like that. But
yeah, the seal was the biggest thing that I would definitely change for sure.
Yeah, like this is an AR Veronica. She's gonna be clustered together with her, and she's a support. So it's like it just helps with like, it helps a lot with like hit and run teams. Although I guess with hit and run you probably want to go distant guard instead.
Right.
But like,
go ahead.
But yeah, it's like she's a support, and it's a supportive skill, so like it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I get that right there. I guess with me in supports, I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine. But one thing that I'm like, the seal is like something I was really looking at for sure. I was like, I don't know about that. Like, the only reason why I say that is, yeah, because like we only have like that only helps you out with the +2 and the +2 for attack and +2 food, two for speed, which is it's okay. I'm not saying that that's bad, but I feel like she can use a lot of skills that would probably help her out in general. Hey Sky, how are you doing? And just yeah, exactly. Chat break actually brings up a fantastic point, especially with the attack speed push in there. You're gonna be getting that extra attack and that extra speed, and you're pushing up a lot of speed at that point, which is, I mean, she's fast as hell. I mean, granted, that's fantastic, but like, again, there's a certain point where you're like, okay, well, maybe I can put some of this, maybe I can get a seal and put it in somewhere that's gonna help me out a little bit better. Now, I'm trying to think what I would put on that right now. Sorry, my brain hasn't been working. I've been working like 12 days straight, so don't mind me. But I'm trying to think. I feel like attack speed is a little bit overkill, especially with the speed. I mean, attack is always nice, but like, maybe, oh, she's a horsey though. That's the issue. What would you change it over to?
I don't know, because I have like one build that I run on basically, which is like the chip damage build.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I know a lot of people do put on some of the. They do put some of the Savage Blow on there, which is something that I think I have on mine. I think too. I think I actually have double. I think I have double Savage Blow for just so much chip. But I mean, you don't have to do that, of course. Like literally,
like,
because
the other thing that I do is like I run Restore, and then I just run Live to Serve on the seal, because then I get like the cleansing, but I also get the mark effect. But then you sacrifice a lot for that.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that you can do Live to Serve, huh? I don't know much about healers. Let's just say that. I like Veronica. I've always just liked her in general because she was one of the few healers that I ever got in the game that I was like, hey, like this person actually does something. It was really nice. So, which is, like I said, again, for me, anything that I can do both with, I'm like, very good, very powerful. What about you, Perez? We've been talking like way over you, so go right ahead.
I guess maybe for a seal. Personally, I just run chills because I'm like that, but I don't know if any of those chills would actually help her. Maybe a bond skill.
I did think about bonds, but the only bad part about bonds that I feel like is just, especially with her being a horse unit, she'll run away from everybody, which is always an issue. Which again, of course, if you plan it out,
she is a healer, so she's gonna be
close to people.
She might heal somebody. I don't know. I just prefer chills whenever.
Yeah, chills are always a good one.
Whenever I have a healer, I always put like speed or attack just to help everybody.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that was the hard part too, especially because I know the cavalry units are a little bit different with that. I mean, and she also is a healer, that's something to keep in mind, of course. So again, that makes sense. That does make sense because again, she's going to be either A, going out and attacking, which again, that the bond doesn't really necessarily help out with unless you have other people inside the vicinity, or you can be around other people that's going to be able to get those heals. So maybe you're a new skill. No, probably not that. I mean, no, especially with the I mean, maybe. Well, actually, maybe, because again, you have attack speed push. You're gonna be able to minus yourself. You're gonna be hurting yourself a little bit, but then you heal yourself.
Yeah, but she's already running Martyr, so like if she heals somebody, like she's gonna be getting HP.
Well, then unless you change that up, actually, that would actually.
You could, like, if you run Renewal or Live to, always just change up to like Restore or something.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea. Actually, Shanto is actually.
Yeah, but like push and Martyr is like a pretty standard. Combination for a lot of healers. Yeah, Martyr returns 50% of the HP that you heal.
That's right.
Heals yourself when you heal somebody else.
You guys go ahead. Anyone that's a healer, you guys go ahead. Take it away.
Basically, run it with push all the time.
Yeah, unless you want to sacrifice something for Live to Serve, but like, don't do that.
Ah, okay. See,
if you want like Restore or something.
Learn a bit. Yeah. You learn a little something every single day. And don't say I don't have a lot of her. I have that basic Veronica that you get, and then maybe like an extra merge that I've got no Heather. But like, I can't say I have fully built with her. I know every little thing about her because I don't. But I will say though that she is very nice, and I can think that everything else still meshes with the kit very, very well. Again, the seal would probably be the only thing that would change. And to be honest, I think we've kind of came to that conclusion that if you're not going to run a chill, then maybe a bond, because the bond might actually work out for you too, especially since you are going to be a healer. You are a healer, so it's like if you are running up to anybody, healing them up right there, you're in a good spot because you're going to be able to get some extra 6/6, which is going to be really nice. So, but all in all though, just like we said, there's really not too much else to change there. Again, you can go, the only other thing that I would see really that I see in Veronica's is that they do like a double savage excuse me, they do a double savage blow, which is good too. But I mean, even if you don't do that, you don't want to go for chip right there to be able to have the close guard to be able to go and just make yourself a support. And it's going to help you out too. And again, if you are going to be supporting and you're going to be healing people, a bond would probably help you out better because it's going to give you more stats in general and you're going to be close by. So a really good build. Hey Farb, how are you doing? All in all though, a fantastic build and a very good unit to end ourselves, at least on the videos wise, guys.
Oh, Fabry, you came in literally just as we finished reviewing your unit.
Yes, literally. So I hope you guys at least enjoyed this. Yes, exactly.
Excellent
Very
build.
good build. Very good build.
Seal to a chill.
A seal to a chill. I like that.
Nice.
Exactly.
Very nice. But at least for right
Chill
now, guys,
attacks.
we're going to end the video, guys. We're going to continue the streams, guys. And again, I do apologize as we were supposed to do a summons and then some units, but we had some issues. We have two different kind of devices. I let my mods kind of play around with my account, but apparently IS said, no orbs for you. And I was like, okay, well, I guess we're summoning tomorrow. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 3 houses battle tomorrow, and then after the 3 houses battle and we're finally all done, had a good time right there, then I'll swap to summoning. So it'll be kind of like a 2-for-1. So that'll be a pretty big stream tomorrow. So be there. That'll be fun. But at least for videos wise, guys, I want to say thank you guys so much.
So cornfields.
What?
Anybody figure out what the cornfields were gonna do?
No, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. But I want to say thank you guys so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. You guys are fantastic. My mods, like I said, we're gonna keep going and everything. So again, thank you guys for being here in this part, guys. And if anyone that is watching in the future, guys, if you guys want to watch and be a part of these unit reviews, guys, just come and join our Discord, guys. We have a Discord of over 187 people, guys. Link is inside the chat for anyone that is new and just browsing by. But if you guys want to go in there and come in here and join us right there, everything should be inside the description. So again, guys, I will talk to you guys again another time, and we're gonna continue. The stream is not over. I have to say this. I feel like I have to say that every single time. Stream is not over, but we're gonna keep going. So, but thank you guys, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit.